So if you are a young barber and you want to go into barbering, this video is for you. Keep watching. So I'm the Barber Coach. Welcome back to another episode of Business on the Beach. And today I'm going to do a little episode talking about starting off as a barber and if I was a young barber again, what I would be doing. And I suppose this applies to any barber. If you're starting from scratch, where do you start? Excuse the mic, guys. I hope it's not too loud here. I'm walking right next to the sea. It's a little bit windy. I'm hoping I can edit the audio on this a little bit. So a bit about business on the beach. So basically every Sunday I go for a walk on the beach near where I live and we just talk about a bit of business, talk about barber related things, potentially social media. Last week's episode was about how to make money online, focusing a lot on TikTok. And today's episode is going to be for the younger barbers starting off, or for younger people who are starting school. Not starting school. I'm not concentrating, I'm watching when I'm walking. These are for barbers who are going to be leaving school. This is for young lads who are about to be leaving school and they think they want to be a barber and they don't know where to start. It's probably the question I get asked most. I get messages of a lot of youngsters saying, I want to be a barber, I don't know what to do, I do a few haircuts for my mates, where do I start, where can I get a job, how do I go to college? So this is for you. So for me, I'll talk a little bit about my journey. So I started off just cutting hair myself. It was something I really enjoyed doing. I really enjoyed going to the barber shop, I enjoyed having haircuts. And when my barber finished, I was about 13, 14 years old. And I enjoyed it so much, I thought I could do this. So I had a kit at home and I started cutting my own hair. And I was alright. Started cutting my dad's hair, my brother's hair, ended up doing a few mates' hair. And it was something I just did as a hobby and I enjoyed it. I never thought it's something that would be a career of mine, you know. It took me till I was 26 to eventually get qualified and then open up my first barbershop. Until then, I worked in other jobs and I just did barbering on the side as a hobby. But for youngsters starting off now, and I'm going to talk a bit about the ones who I've had working for me who have done really well. You have to be patient and you have to understand that with barbering you have to give a lot before you get a lot. So what I mean by that is get in touch with a local barbershop, ask if you can volunteer. You're not going to get paid from the start. The one thing about barbering is, even though it can be very lucrative and very rewarding, it takes a long time to start making money. And barbers don't really make enough money or enough surplus money to then pay someone else an extra wage. So what I always say is, if you volunteer at a barbershop, ask if you can just come down one evening a week and one day on a weekend and just watch, brush the floor for them, watch what they're doing, watch closely, you know, be on time, be efficient, show willing, put in a bit of effort, don't just sit down on your phone, grab a brush and brush up around them after they finish, stand next to them, and if there's anything you can see that you're not sure of, ask them questions, and just apply yourself. Apply yourself early doors. If you're volunteering, you've got nothing to lose. I think a lot of barbers, or especially a lot of young people, they look to get qualified first, go to college, get all that side of things done, and then hope to find a job. And if I'm honest, you won't be ready for the real world. Colleges don't really train people to the standards that barbershops do. You're still not going to be ready. Everyone I've had that's come to work for me that's come from college, I've still had to train them loads to get them up and running to a good standard. And I've taught in colleges myself. And because I felt that there was a gap between education and the real world, I set up the Barber Coach TV to bridge that gap, to help these youngsters out, or these newly qualified barbers, find realistic methods and ways of cutting that's going to suit them in the real world. You don't necessarily get that from colleges. So I wouldn't say, especially if you're a youngster, I wouldn't say worrying about too much about going to college yet. Don't focus on that. That's not what you need to be doing first. What you need to be doing is volunteering. Get in touch with the local barber. Don't just pick any barber. Don't just pick any walk-in barber shop, because they normally don't focus so much on quality. For them, it's more about quantity. Have a look on social media. Look at some of the barber shops with good reputations that are showing really good haircuts, the sort of standard you want to be working at, and then get in touch with them and just offer to volunteer. Don't get your mum to call them or your dad. You call them yourself. There's nothing that annoys me more. Well, flipping heck, there's puffins on the beach. Who would have thought? Sorry about that. See if I can switch them around. Can you see them running away? Probably not. They're a bit too far away, but that's mad. They're not here very often. Excuse me. They're very rare birds that they don't normally see on this beach, but that's very interesting. Anyway, so what I find that frustrates me the most is I'll get a message from a mum or a dad saying, oh, my boy wants to be a barber and he doesn't know where to start. Do you have any jobs going? The thing is, barbering is a very social job. There's a lot of communication involved and you have to be confident. There's no getting away from it. So if you haven't got the confidence to approach a barber yourself, then how can you have the confidence to work in a barber shop? Don't get your mum and dad to do it. You do it, because they'll show the barber then that you have confidence, you've got a bit about you, and they feel like they may be able to work with you, you know? Offer yourself to volunteer. Say, can I come down and just brush the shop for you? I want to watch. I want to be a barber, and I've seen your work. I think it looks great. Could I come down and just watch you cut it? I'd say 99% of barbers will say yes. I'd be very surprised if they say no, to be honest, unless they've got loads of trainees there already and they just can't focus on training any more people up. Get down there, offer them an evening a week and one day on the weekend, and just watch what they're doing. Ask them questions, show willing, offer to make them coffees. Just, if the more effort you put in, the more they'll put into you, see? So, and once you're there, you start seeing things, you start seeing how they do things. Just keep watching to start with. Don't worry if it looks complicated. Don't worry if it feels like, oh gosh, I'm not going to be able to do this. Don't worry if you're on your feet all day and you feel like it's hurting. This is how we all start. This is how it starts for everybody. You can't get away from that. It's a slow process, but the younger you start, the better chance you've got of being successful. It's going to be hard. There's going to be boring days. There's going to be long days on your feet and you're going to have bad feet, bad back, and you'll be bored out of your brains. But that's how it starts. Trust me. Okay, trust me. So once that's in place, you've got a location. Watching what they're doing, you start then over time you start to feel familiar with the process, with the methods they're using. You think, well, I could probably do this now. I've watched it enough times. I see how they do it. I remember the steps they do. Then ask them, do you mind if maybe on the weekend, if there's a chair spare, could I bring one of my friends in and have a go cutting his hair? Would you spend a bit of time to show me? And that's how it starts. There they are. And they're flying off. They're probably too far away for the camera to see them. Completely different subject that was. Anyway, this is what happens in business on the beach. It's original, it's real. I'm just walking the beach and talking. Simple as that. I don't mess about. I'm not the sort of guy that's going to pretend to be something overly professional. I live in the real world. I'm a real person. I'm a barber at the end of the day. So this is how I am. And if you like a bit of comedy, watch my social media platforms, because there's a lot of nonsense on there. _barber_coach, TikTok, Instagram and all that. So anyway, you get someone in, you do a cut on them. And he'll show you what you've done wrong. But look, don't be scared of making mistakes. Without risk, there's no reward. And to be honest with you, without risk, there's still no failure. If you risk to try and do something but you get it wrong, that's not failure, that's experience. This is where you learn. So never be scared of making mistakes. Never stop yourself from progressing because you feel like you don't want to make that mistake or you're worried about upsetting someone. This is how you learn. The only time it's a failure is when you fail to risk it. When you shy away from doing something because you're scared of making mistakes. Then that's failure because you've not achieved anything. You've not even gained any experience. So step out of your comfort zone and have a go. Do it. And then you may surprise yourself. You may do really well. Or one of the head barbers there may actually show you a few things to make your life a lot easier. But I'm going to have to head back in a minute because the tide's coming in, yeah? And this is where it all starts. Before you know it, then you'll be doing one cut a week for your mates. You start getting a bit better. You know, you start finding it a bit easier. After a couple of months, then your mates may chuck you £5–10 for a haircut. Then the head barber may say, I'll tell you what, we'll put you on for walk-ins now. You're doing quite good, we'll chuck you on for walk-ins. And after sort of 6 to 12 months, they see the effort you're putting in and your progression, and then other opportunities to get qualified will come up. You know, opportunities to go to college one day a week and get qualified, or opportunities to have an apprenticeship, or to get qualified in your workplace, or people come out to sign you off in the workplace. Don't panic too much about qualifications yet, okay? Get the experience, build your knowledge, get in a barbershop, get your foot in the door. And once all that's in place, the rest will just snowball. Everything will just fall together, come together for you. So that's it for today. Any questions, message me, get on Instagram, give me a message on there. If you want any support for your learning, get onto the barbercoachtv.com. That'll be really helpful for you. It's a platform that I've created with a group of award-winning barbers that cover everything from going through college as an apprentice, to opening your first shop, to doing social media, to running a business, to educating your staff. Everything you could think of. There's podcasts on there, and it's been put together by award-winning barbers. So that'll definitely help you out. But the main thing to take from this is, without risk, there's no reward. Risk is your best friend. If you don't take the risk, you can't gain experience, and you can't learn, you can't progress. Simple as that. Don't worry about mistakes. That's fine. We all make mistakes. I still make mistakes. You're only going to learn if you step out of your comfort zone and try. And be confident. Contact barbers yourself. Ask them if you can volunteer for them. And before you know it, in 12 months' time, you'll be 17, 18 years old potentially. And then you'll be making some money. And then before you know it, you're making big money. Like some of the better barbers. Entering competitions and just seeing the other world of barbering that you won't necessarily consider. Winning awards, all these things I've done. But it started off, I had to apply myself. I had to step out of my comfort zone and just try it. So that's episode 3 of Business on the Beach. I hope it helps. If you need anything, send me a message on social media. Like, follow, subscribe and all that stuff that all the other YouTubers ask you to do. I'm not your conventional YouTuber. I'm just me who shares a little bit of knowledge. Thanks for watching.